They be reversed. Hey!
Thank you, Papa. Thank you. Thank you for praying for us. Thank you for standing in the gap for us. They said your placenta has detached from your womb. I was born a Muslim. My husband is also a Muslim. And then in between, I gave my life to Christ. And my dad is an imam. And that was how I started my journey after I got married and I didn't have a child. So 6 years after, in 2017, I convinced my husband to follow me to church for the first time. So he followed me to church. And by July 2017, I got pregnant. And by April 2018, I had a son, and I named him David, who is the first Christian in my family, born Christian. Now, 3 months after I had David, I traveled to my hometown, and one of the family members, one of the oldest auntie, she saw me. David was 3 months, and she said, "You have the audacity. You want to taint our bloodline. We are Muslims in this family. We are not Christians. It's bad enough that you became a Christian. You even have the audacity to name a son a Christian name. So in 30 years, when we're having family meetings, we'll be wearing names like David, Esther." I stood there, I was looking at her, because at that time, it didn't occur to me what was going on. And then she said, "Anyway, you've given birth to this one, oh, but Shebi is when it's useful. That's when they're calling family meeting, it will sit." He said, "This one that you have is not going to be anything. And if you hear the sound, any sound in your household from today, is the sound of rain falling on your roof. You can never have a child again." I reversed it, but I didn't process what she was saying. I just walked away. And that was when I started. So in 2019, David was born, and he's always like, jumping here and there. He cannot learn anything. He doesn't stay still. And that continued. So we're struggling, and then they told me he had extreme ADHD, that I cannot sit to learn. And then that was the point it occurred to me what she said, and I was just like, oh my God. And by December 2020, my friend who took me to church before I gave my life to Christ sent me the link. And that was how I joined the Altar of Fire. And I started praying. At that time, my husband is still so he's still a Muslim. He refused to change, but I was able to convince him that we have to name David, and he agreed. Now, the biggest thing is that I joined the Altar 2020, and by 2021, when we went back for his behavioral analysis, the doctor said, "David,